Let's begin today's practice at the top of the mat in Tadasana. Take a nice deep breath here, relax the shoulders, and settle in. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart to prayer. Taking that same thing again, inhale, sweeping the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands come to the heart center. Shift your weight onto your right foot. Release the left and pull the thigh in towards the chest. Hug the knee in towards you. And while you're here getting the nice hip stretch, roll the ankle around, maybe point and flex the foot, whatever feels good for you and your foot. From here, outwardly rotate the thigh. And then connect the foot to the inner leg for tree pose. And this can be anywhere along the inside of that standing leg. Press it firmly in and bring your hands to prayer at the heart center. It's okay if your balance is wobbly here. We're just getting started. Release that foot off the inner leg, soften your standing leg, and find your warrior one. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale, fold forward into humble warrior, and the chest falls to the inside of the front leg. Release the hands down, left hand under the shoulder on the mat or a block. Sweep the other arm behind you and come into a high lunge twist. Bring both hands down to the mat, step back to plank. Take a few breaths in plank and then take your vinyasa. Knees in chest or chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, press back. Your choice, down dog or child's pose. Stay here and breathe. As we go through our practice today, we will start each round with this phrase, if you will, with these poses. And we'll change it up as we go through each round. Repetition is a fantastic way to get the mind to focus and relax. On your inhale, lift the head, step your way up to the top of the mat, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse swan dive, Hasta Tadasana, arms high. Exhale, hands come to the heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Shift your weight over into the left leg, right thigh pulls up towards the chest. Grab onto the knee or the shin bone and pull the leg toward you. Go ahead and play around with that foot, flex and point, roll it around, whatever you might need on this side. Outwardly rotate that floating leg, and then connect the bottom of the foot to the inner leg for tree pose. Press that foot firmly into the standing leg, hands come to prayer at the heart center. Nice, gentle breath. Gently release the foot off the inner leg, step it back, find warrior one. Interlace the fingers behind the back with the opposite thumb on top, roll the shoulders back, inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, fold forward into humble warrior. Shoulder aligns with the knee, maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't, and the arms lift up behind you. Release the arms down, right hand under the shoulder to the block or the mat. Circle the other arm up and back and find your twisted high lunge. Bring the eyes to the front of the mat. Find your way to plank. Take a breath here if you'd like, and then move through your vinyasa. Knees in chest or chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, press back, down dog or child's pose, your choice. Take one more nice deep breath here. Then lift the eyes and find your way to the top of the mat, lifting the spine halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse swan dive, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, hands come to the heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, hands come to the heart, round 2. Shift your weight into the right leg, left thigh lifts up towards the body, then outwardly rotate it. Connect the foot to the inner leg for tree pose. Now this time, if you're feeling more sturdy, feel free to extend the arms up overhead. Any shape will do. Just be mindful that the rib cage stays intact, meaning that the front ribs don't splay open. If the arms are extended, bring them back to your heart center. Release the foot off the inner leg, step back, warrior 1. This time we'll take eagle arms, left underneath right. You can twist and wrap as I am here, or simply hug with one elbow on top of the other. Just breathe here. Untangle the arms, come into a quick goddess, squeezing the shoulder blades. Left hand down to the mat under your shoulder. Inhale the other arm up and back and find your twisted high lunge. Gently lower down the back knee for low lunge, staying in that twist. Option to grab the foot for a quad stretch. This also deepens the twist when you make that connection. Gently release. Find your way to plank. Vinyasa, knees and chest, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, press back, down dog or child's pose. Stay here for a few breaths. On your inhale, lift the head. Find your way to the top of the mat, lifting the spine halfway for Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse swan dive, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, hands come to the heart center. Let's take our breath here. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Weight into the left leg, right thigh lifts up in front of you, then outwardly rotate and find your connection for tree pose. Bottom of the foot to the inner thigh. Palms to prayer at the heart, or extend them up overhead. Any shape of the arms is fine as long as you feel balanced and secure in the pose. Bring the hands back to the heart center. Release the foot off the inner leg. Step back, warrior 1. Eagle arms, this time the right elbow under the left. One more breath. Release the arms, untangling them. Take goddess arms, squeezing the shoulder blades. And then bring the right hand down under the shoulder. Inhale the other arm up and back and find your spinal twist. In your high lunge, lower the back knee for low lunge. Either stay here or bend up the bottom foot and find the connection hand to foot. Breathe. Gently release the twist. Make your way into plank. And take your vinyasa. Now you can always skip the vinyasas, that's perfectly fine. Just find your way back to child's pose or downward facing dog instead. We have one more round to go. Take a nice deep breath here in your down dog or child's pose. Inhale, lift the eyes. Make your way up to the top of the mat, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse swan dive, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, hands come to the heart center. Let's take our one breath here. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, hands come to the heart center. Moving into tree pose. Left leg lifts, outwardly rotates, foot connects to the inner leg. Same options, hands can come to prayer at the heart, or you can extend them up overhead. Bring the hands to the heart center, release the foot off the inner leg, step back, warrior one. We'll find eagle arms again. Left under the right. Find your balance here. On your next inhale, see if you can lift the rib cage up and out of the waist and give yourself a very small arch in the upper back, lifting the heart. Then go ahead and shift forward. Weight comes into the right foot and find full eagle. So the left leg wraps over the other leg, the standing leg, and either tap the toe to the mat, a block, or wrap it around your ankle, whatever's accessible today. Breathe in eagle pose. Gently untangle everything. Here's your real challenge for the day. Find your way into half moon, expanding in every direction possible. From that nice, tightly wound eagle pose to this huge, expressive, expansive half moon balance. Good. Gently lower down the back foot and find warrior two. Deep breaths are always welcome. Inhale, straighten the front leg, arms up overhead. Exhale, find Trikonasana, triangle pose. On the top arm, you can be creative with it. You can leave it extended, hand to the waist, or sweep it over the ear for more intensity. Moving now into Skandasana, our side lunge. Soften the front knee, bring the hands down to the inside of that front foot, and then flip to face the side edge of the mat. Left leg is straight, and the knee and toe are pointing up towards the ceiling. Now you can stay upright here if you'd want to challenge the balance. However, you have the option of folding forward instead, if you like, for a little more stretch. On your inhale, come all the way up through vertical. As you exhale, turn to the front edge of your mat. Find three-legged plank with the right leg floating. Bend that knee, bring the foot behind you, and flip into wild sing. Alternatively, you can do side plank here instead. Find your way back to your plank, both feet on the mat, and take your vinyasa, or skip it. Knees and chest, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog, down dog, or child's pose, your choice. Take a few moments here and check in with yourself. We have one side to go. Just notice how your body feels, what thoughts are running through your mind. Pure observation. No judgment is needed here. On your next inhale, lift the head. Find your way to the top of the mat, lifting halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, hands come to the heart center. We'll take our one breath with the arms. Inhale, sweeping up overhead. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Shifting into tree pose. Right leg lifts towards the chest, outwardly rotate. Bottom of the foot to the inner leg. Hands can stay in prayer at the heart or extend them up overhead. Be sure to maintain a steady breath. Hands come back to the heart. Release the foot off the inner leg. Step back, warrior one. Finding eagle arms on this side, right under the left. Take an inhale, lift the chest ever so slightly, small arch. As you exhale, start to shift your weight forward, pull the front ribs together, come into full eagle pose. So that back leg will tap in and then wrap it around the standing leg. Big toe can either touch the mat, a block, or wrap the toes around the ankle if it's accessible. And breathe here. All right, here we go. Gently untangle, find your way into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, slowly and mindfully expanding in all directions while feeling grounded and rooted in that standing leg. Soften your standing knee, reach the floating foot back, find warrior two. Settle into your warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg, arms float up overhead. Exhale, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Top arm can go where you'd like it to go, honoring whatever the body needs on this side. Maybe it's more stretch, maybe it's more strength, maybe it's a little bit more ease. Softening into Skandasana, our side lunge. Hands come to the inside of the front foot. Flip to face the side edge of your mat. Sit bone to heel. And the right leg is straight, knee and toe up towards the ceiling. Either stay upright and enjoy the balance or fold forward. The choice is yours. On your inhale, come up through vertical if you were folded forward. Walk the hands to the top edge of your mat. Find three-legged plank so the left leg floats behind you. Bend the knee, bring that foot behind you. Flip into wild thing or a modified side plank. Flip yourself back to regular plank and move through your vinyasa. Or skip it and just go to down dog or child's pose. Once you reach down dog or child's pose, stay there and breathe. On your inhale, lift the head and find your way into tabletop. Take a few rounds of cow and cat while you're here, inhaling, lifting the heart and tail, and then exhaling and curling the body. Take a few more rounds in your own breath pattern. I'll let you know when it's time to move on. Good. From here, extend the right leg back behind you. As you exhale, slide the knee through and come into your pigeon pose. Staying upright for now, coming to fingertips. You can always slide a block underneath the right hip for a little bit more support. Stay here and breathe. If you would like to intensify this, you can bend the back leg, bringing the heel towards the sit bone. Reach back with the same side arm and see if you can bring the leg a little closer to you. Go ahead and play around with it. Eventually, the toes go into the crook of the elbow, but if they don't make it there today, totally okay. But if you're in that more intense variation, gently release, move any props out of your way. Find plank again or tabletop. Maybe take a few cow-cats. Maybe you just rock your hips or wag your tail a little bit. Release that out. And we'll move to the second side. Inhale the left leg behind you. Exhale, slide the knee through between the hands and find pigeon pose on this side. Find the pose with the chest upright first. Use props under your hips if you need to or want to. Breathe here. If you tried the more intense variation on the first side, see how it goes on the second side. It may be better, it may be worse, doesn't matter. We want to try just to see where we're at. Pure observation, right? If you're in that more intense variation, gently release the foot down, hands to the mat, and gently move into tabletop, hands and knees. Again, take a few cows and cats or wag your tail from side to side a little bit, whatever you'd like to do to release out that stretch. Come to stillness and go ahead and have a seat. Bring the feet about mat width apart and gently windshield wiper the legs from side to side. This provides more release of the hips, but also gives you a little bit of a glute massage, just from the pure body weight going side to side, because you're rolling over all those muscles. Once you've done both sides equally, come back to neutral. Sit up on your sit bones again, legs extend out in front. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine, scoop the belly, and as you exhale, walk the hands down the legs for Paschimottanasana. Now in this pose, you can curl the spine over. I choose to do this with my spine long for two reasons. One, it targets the hamstrings a little more, and two, it protects the lower back. These days, my lower back doesn't like to curl over as much, so I'm trying to honor that. But you do you. Good. On your inhale, lift the head. Exhale, gently release the stretch. Let's come into Janu Shirshasana, right foot to the inner thigh, just like we did with tree pose. Inhale, sit up nice and tall through the spine, and then exhale, walk the hands down the straight leg. We want the shoulders to be as square to the floor as possible. And you know if they're not, if one hand is much further down the leg than the other. If the hands are side by side, you're usually good. On your inhale, lift the head. Exhale, gently release. We're going to open the hips a little bit here, staying in Janu Shirshasana. Inhale the arms to shoulder height, and then exhale, side bend over the straight leg. The top arm can sweep over the head. You can bring your fingers to your shoulder, or bring the palm of the hand to the thigh. Lean back ever so slightly, and then pull the front ribs together. On your inhale, come all the way up through vertical. Exhale where you need to. If your lower back is talking to you, just listen. When you're ready, square off the hips. And let's take the other side. Left foot to the inner thigh, Janu Shirshasana. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Micro twist over the straight leg and walk the hands down the leg. Our target areas here are the low back, the hamstring, and the hip. You may feel this in other places that you have tightness as well. These are the three main areas. On your inhale, lift the head. Exhale, gently release. Open the hips a little bit so you're a bit wider. Inhale the arms to your side to a T. Exhale, side bend over the straight leg. Arm can sweep over the head, fingers to the shoulder, or palm of the hand on the thigh. And enjoy the side stretch. On your inhale, come all the way up through vertical. Exhale where you need to. Let the back relax. When you're ready, square off the hips, releasing out that pose. And now taking your props, whether you are using 2 blocks or you have a bunch of pillows, line them up behind you so that the lower block goes right between the shoulder blades and the other one supports the base of your skull. You're fully supported here. Now, because of what we're doing today, I recommend the lower variation of the blocks if you know this one, right? So low level under the ribs, medium level under the head. I'll step the feet mat width apart so they're on the side edges of your mat and gently rock the knees to your right, staying here in a spinal twist. Now you may feel this in the lower back, but you'll definitely feel this through the hips a little bit differently than if the legs are stacked. And this is just a variation on the theme. If you would like some more intensity here, take your right ankle and cross it on top of the opposite leg. Of course, if you get there and it's too much, then bring the foot back down to the mat. Gently release the legs, bring them back to neutral. And we'll switch to the other side. Allow the knees to gently lower to your left, and feel free to take the ankle on top of the thigh. Good. Gently release the foot. Coming back to neutral. I will do a fast costume change here because, as you may know, this is in the basement and it's winter when I film this and it's cold. So if you're cold, if you're in the same situation, get warm clothes on. And when you're ready, extend the legs long underneath you for Shavasana. Legs are mat width apart, falling to their natural rotation. Arms by your sides, shoulder height or lower at a comfortable angle, and let the palms flip upward. Allow the eyes to close and take rest in stillness. Start to deepen your breath. Find energy in your fingers, toes, wrists, ankles, hands, and feet. Extend the legs long underneath you, arms reach up overhead for a full body stretch. Hug the knees in toward your chest and gently rock from side to side. Roll onto your right side into fetal position. Bottom arm serves as a pillow for your head. Gently press yourself up to a seated position. Eyes remain closed. Either bring your hands to prayer at your heart center or place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Use this opportunity to check in with how you feel after this practice. How do you feel physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and spiritually? Now take a few moments for some gratitude. What are you thankful for in this moment? And give yourself a few reasons why. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste.
And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. See you next time.